What's going on, guys? So to start this video off, I want to share with you the new flavor of Quest protein powder, which you probably already heard about it because everyone's posting all over social media, but they sent it out to me a couple of days ago and I want to give you guys my review on it, what I think of it. So let's jump right into it. And that flavor is cookies and cream.
Now you gotta pick all that up.
That's all right. I'm gonna pick one up and I'm gonna try it. So we haven't yet tried the cookies and cream flavor. I've had all the other flavors of Quest protein and they're all really good. The only thing, my disclaimer here is that I can't really drink casein protein. It messes up my stomach. This is 40% casein. Just doesn't sit well with me. I can drink whey protein, but we're gonna give you guys a taste test review anyway. So it actually smells kind of like the cookies and cream bar, and there's chunks of cookie in here, which I like. There's little pieces in there. So we got about 11 ounces, 12 ounces of water or so. Nah, that's about 10.8 ounces of water. We're gonna mix it up. Usually Quest protein powder is very thick. I'm not expecting this one to really be any different. That's what the casein protein is. So it actually mixes really well. You can see cookie pieces in it, which is cool. Can you see that? All right. So let's give it a taste test. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually crunching the cookie pieces in here, which I really like. And that's awesome. And the only cookies and cream I have this to compare to, which I don't really like too much, is My Protein's cookies and cream flavor. It's honestly not very good. This is really good. All of the flavors of Quest protein that I've tried are awesome. I use them for baking. As I said, I can't really drink the shakes because it doesn't agree with my stomach. But for some reason, when I cook with them, it doesn't bother me as much. So this cookies and cream protein is actually available as of watching this video. So make sure to go try it out. I'll have a link in the description to their website below. I have cookies like stuck in my teeth. Good shit, Quest. So the way we pay for Starbucks nowadays has completely changed. I say we as in Brittany and I, because we usually just buy everything together, but she is on the journey to becoming a gold member.
I'm 9 away.
Welcome to the green level is where I am now. So the green level right now, I get 15% off my next drink. And this also gets me free refills on coffee if I go inside the Starbucks. So if I'm in there just working, finish my coffee, go up to the counter, get a refill, it's free. My point here in telling you this is if you are an avid Starbucks goer, I don't know if that makes sense, but if you go to Starbucks often, definitely download the app. You show them this, they scan it, boom, you get points, and I want my points. See what I gotta do here? Pay separately. This is going to be for the iced one, and that's for the regular coffee. Thank you, man. This is where we're going to pick up our wedding photos.
Two USBs.
So we got the pictures on 2 USB drives, and then the full raw footage and full video edit can take up to like 3 months, just because there was hours and hours and hours, probably 10 hours or so worth of footage, and they put it all together into a nice like actual movie for you. And then I get the raw footage, so if I want to mess around with it, I can. Because I like to edit. So back home. Green. Home and hungry, time for a pre-workout meal. It's quick, it's easy, it's a pre-workout meal. We have 1 container of this VT rice. These are a bit more expensive, but very convenient. And the macros for 1 container, there's 2 servings per container, 160 calories, 2 fat, 34 carb, and 4 grams of protein. So that's gonna be the pre-workout meal. We're gonna go eat that up. What did I just say? What? I just blacked out. We're on? Today's pre-workout of choice, a scoop of this here, Vasky. This is a non-stimulant pump inducer. We just wanna pump. And what I'm going to mix it with, since this is actually unflavored, this is pink lemonade drink mix. Sugar-free, we gotta let Stop and Shop, it's a cheap store brand, but it's 5 calories per 1/8 of a packet. That's what a packet looks like. 1 packet makes this entire container. This entire container equals 40 calories. So we're just gonna pour this in here. Now it's gonna be pink lemonade flavored Vasky. We'll sip that on the way to the gym, and we'll see when we get there for back and biceps. This is bullshit. It's like 5 degrees out right now. All right, no, it's not really 5 degrees, but it says 21 with the wind chill. Feels like 9. So yeah, it's pretty damn cold. All right, what's up guys? We got a commentary here for back and biceps day, and I tried to do some live commentary in the gym, but you could see in the mirror how crowded it was, and that's what happens when you come to the gym around 5 or 6 o'clock. But anyway, we got a good session. What you see me doing here is just really getting a full stretch in my lats, actually rocking back and forth and letting my shoulder come forward to get as deep as a stretch as possible. And this is something I've been trying to be more mindful of regardless of what muscle I'm working. So it doesn't matter if you're training legs, doing deadlifts or squats, bench pressing, or just going in for back or arms. I highly recommend taking the time to go through at least a few mobility drills, some type of stretching, and some type of warming up. And this just made me think back to about a month ago where I went into the gym for a back day, and I thought it would be a smart idea to warm up by doing pull-ups. Now, I'm not saying pull-ups cannot be a warm-up for your back training session, but it's not the best idea to go in there cold and just hop on a pull-up bar and start banging out 10, 12 pull-ups, because you are still lifting your body weight off the ground. So for me, about 180 or so pounds, lifting that off the ground to start before even doing any kind of stretching is not exactly a warm-up. And I ended up getting a pain in my lat that didn't go away for about 3 or 4 days. And in my head, of course, I started thinking I tore my lat, something went wrong, but it was just a very, very slight muscle strain. But it was also a good reminder to make sure I get my warming up done prior to lifting. So with that out of the way, let's talk about today's workout. Back and biceps, we started by alternating between a vertical pull and a horizontal pull. So our vertical pull was the lat pull down, which you just saw, and then we moved into a 1-arm dumbbell row. And for these, one of the things I really like to think about is almost bringing the arm forward slightly and then initiating the movement with my lat. So squeezing my lat and then pulling through my elbow to about my waistline. And everyone I've seen performs these differently. What's most important is that you start light and you have that mind to muscle connection. And some people hate that term, mind to muscle connection, but I stress the importance of it, because if you're not feeling a muscle work that you're trying to hit, you're really just wasting your time. So remember, it's not about just moving weight around, it's about actually contracting the muscle and keeping continuous tension on the muscle that you're trying to hit. So after that, I moved on to pull-ups, and this was quite humbling because I thought I could just throw a 20-pound dumbbell between my legs and bang out 8 to 10 pull-ups, and I was wrong. I was able to get about 4 or 5 until I dropped the dumbbell and just finished off with body weight. And pull-ups are one of those exercises for me that if I don't have that consistency, I can lose my strength pretty fast, but it's also something I can build up really fast as well. So pull-ups are something I'm going to start incorporating possibly every other day, even on some lower body days, just to get that volume in, and it's not going to tax me too much. So I think if you want to get better at something, you have to do it more often, and pull-ups are something that aren't going to cut into my recovery or anything like that. So that's what I'm doing with the pull-ups. After that, I moved into another horizontal row, which was the seated cable row, and we're not doing the actual seated cable row where your feet are against the platform because that was taken, but I actually happen to like this one better, as you have to force yourself to sit upright and use your core strength. And one major benefit to doing them this way is the ability to change the height of the cable. So on a traditional seated cable row with your feet on a platform, the cable height is set for you, and you can adjust where you're pulling by either pulling at a different angle, or you see some people sit on a dumbbell. So if you've ever seen someone sit on a dumbbell while doing these and you're not sure why, it's because they're trying to target their lower lats by pulling lower towards their belly button as opposed to maybe their sternum or their mid chest. So that's what I was aiming for here. I was able to set up the pulley where I wanted it, and you could see that I was pulling really low towards my stomach to really hit my lats. So this was a superset that I did. I went as heavy as I could for as many reps as I could with control, and when I started to fatigue, I lowered the weight and kept that continuous tempo. Next up was this hammer strength high row, and you guys have heard me talk about the importance of hitting the back from multiple angles before. We did a completely vertical pull down in the beginning of the workout, a horizontal one arm dumbbell row, a pull-up, a seated cable row. Now this is another pull coming from high up, but at a different angle. So it's not a completely vertical pull like a traditional lat pull down. And the way I twisted this exercise a little bit to really hit the upper part of my lats was I turned sideways. And you could see how much of a range of motion I'm getting by getting a full stretch and then pulling all the way down through my elbow and squeezing my lat hard. So what I did was about 8 to 10 reps per side, and then I just put my chest against the pad the traditional way and did 2 arms at the same time and performed anywhere from about 10 to 15 reps. So after doing all the back work, we moved on to a bicep superset to finish out today's workout, starting out with rope hammer curls. And one thing I was really trying to keep in mind was keep those elbows at my sides and keep my shoulders stationary. And one of the reasons I really like to do a lot of bicep work on cables is because of the constant tension and the ability to get a full range of motion controlled. And it's really form over weight. And you've probably heard that thrown around before, but there is a lot of truth behind it. So I'm only curling 20-pound dumbbells here, but you can notice the attention I'm paying to every single time I curl the weight up. And that's also another reason I'm doing these seated, because when you're standing, it's very easy to bring other muscles into the movement and use some momentum to get that weight up. So it's not a bad thing to lighten the weight sometimes, sit down and really focus on constant control and tension. And that is going to conclude today's workout. I want to thank you guys as always for watching and enjoy the rest of the video. Home from the gym now, and while I'm making my food, we're gonna guess which lean cuisine Brittany is going to have for dinner. So take a guess. It's gonna be Swedish meatballs, chicken parm, steak portobello, or mushroom mezzaluna ravioli. What's the winner?
Meatballs.
Swedish meatballs. Home from the gym, it's just about time for dinner. I'm just catching up on a few emails. What am I having for dinner? Yeah, a burrito. So in that burrito, we are going to put some of the 96.4 lean ground beef I used earlier for lunch, some corn, some black bean, scallion, sour cream, believe it or not, a little bit of cream cheese, and I know that sounds weird, but trust me, it brings everything together and it tastes good, and topping it off with some sriracha. Everything is now cooked, and if you're left over with a little bit of liquid, I would recommend using a slotted spoon or spatula or something with holes in it, so when you put it on the wrap, it doesn't make the wrap all wet and then the wrap rips and then you end up with a burrito bowl. So we're just gonna scoop this up, throw it on here, shredded lettuce on there, all of it on there, and then we'll be good. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to wrap this. Dinner: burrito, asparagus, Quest chips, lean cuisine, Swedish meatballs, and noodles, I guess?
Yeah.
And that is the video. So thank you guys as always for watching. If you enjoyed it, please click that thumbs up button. And a quick reminder that the NASM is offering their free 14-day trial for anyone who's interested in becoming a certified personal trainer. So it is a certification that I do recommend. And if you want to test it out for yourself for 2 weeks for free, I will have a link in the description box below. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next video.